Good evening. This is Robert Newman, and we are going to go over a Agent Suite tutorial tonight. So, if you're tuning into this video, the thought is that you have an Agent Image real estate website, that this website is either an Agent Pro or a semi-custom that was built from the summer of 2007 through current, which is 2010. Currently, our websites are built on a platform. Now, the language that's used to describe this platform is obviously Platform or Agent Suite 4.0, the back end, the place you go to edit your website. There's a lot of different variations, but ultimately, what we'd like to have you do is to go to agentsuite.com. First of all, I want to let you know that the tutorial tonight is going to cover logging in, how to find your login if you don't have it, how to check your website stats, and how to check your leads. Okay, so those simple things: how to log in, how to get here in the first place, how to check your stats, how to check your leads. Alright, so first and foremost, how to get here. We're going to type into the search or address bar www.agentsuite.com. Hit enter or return. You'll get a screen like this. On this screen you'll see an email address. You'll see a place for a password. This email address should be the primary email address that is on the contact page of your main Agent Image website. So the website, whatever email address you use to establish this account would be this. If you do not know your password or have forgotten your password, you should do the following. Go to an email account. Okay? Do not be surprised if your email account is not as cool looking as mine. After all, what could be as cool as ninjas? However, once you're here, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to click Compose Mail, or however you send a mail, and you're going to want to send this email to support, SUPPORT, at thedesignpeople.com. Subject line should be for Agent Suite, as well as my password. Please, in the body of the email, put in your name, your website address, and any other pertinent information that will help us verify that you indeed are the account holder for an Agent Image website. Once that has been done, the support team will send you a return email with the login information that you need, and we're back to the home screen. Enter in your newly found or your newly rediscovered password and email address. Click Login. Now, as I've said, we're going to cover how you get stats. So when you log in, most likely what you're going to see is you're going to see a screen like this, okay, minus these names. You're going to click under Help and Support. There will probably be three options. Click Help and Support. You'll see that you get a list of drop-downs. We're going to ignore these drop-downs. And anything in red that you see are menu options that you will not be able to see. Okay, only menu options that I have. So click on Website Stats. As you can see here, we are looking at a mighty website. Of course, shall go unmentioned that this website is one that I keep here for test purposes. So, a few of the things that we look at here at the marketing department is we look at the number of unique visitors, the number of pages that the visitors took a look at. These are very useful pieces of information. We always want to see more and more traffic coming to a site. Especially useful, of course, is tracking the trend in traffic. In other words, is your traffic increasing like this website's, or is it decreasing over time? These are important measurements to figure out if marketing efforts that you're taking on your own or through us are working. Now, we're going to scroll down here a little bit, and I am going to make this brief. But some of the other key factors that I almost always look at is I'm going to take a look real fast at the pages that the visitors to the site are looking at. I want to notice if there's any trends, and you as the website owner, of course, will want to notice the same thing. What pages on your site does your audience find most interesting? Because if you know what pages they're looking at, you might be able to switch your marketing around, add some marketing to the page that people visit most often. Now, having said that, the other next things I look at is I like to look at how many people are coming back to the site from bookmarks. In this case, 61%. This lets us know how user-friendly people who visited the site in the past have found it. And obviously, if this number is very, very puny, we need to improve it. Also, I am taking a look at how people got to the site. Now, this is usually what I look at the most. Where are people finding the site at? Because it not only tells us what past efforts have been successful, but sometimes there's some surprising information here about what future efforts we might enhance. Okay? In my case, we see that this website has lots and lots of traffic coming from someplace called MLS.com. It's obviously an MLS board, and not too much traffic coming from search terms. Mostly the name, in this case my own, of the person who owns the site. And the last thing that I take a look at almost all of the time is, are people adding a site to favorites? Okay, this is where somebody would bookmark a site, and this is a very useful tool to find out if the people that are visiting your site are really finding it informative, useful, and relevant. If your number is anemic, like mine is, you definitely want to consider making some changes to the site. Okay, so moving on, the next thing that we're going to take a look at is where would you find your leads. In this case, it's going to be this tab, so aptly named Leads Management. So you're going to click on Leads Management when you come into your site. You're going to see that you have a number of tabs or options. These tabs become more useful if you indeed have a number of leads that your website has collected for you. I have chosen an example that I already know has quite a few of these, so that we can get a good look at why the rest of these tabs are useful. So let's say that a lot of people are stopping in and filling out your contact form. And for those of you who might not know, this is a contact form that is located on an Agent Image website. It will look very similar. It will ask a very similar set of questions, leave room for comments, and then appear like this on your website. And if you wanted to know more information, you could click on the name, and if somebody had indeed left extra information, it would be filled out. Add these to Outlook. It's a great contact manager. It also allows you to transfer your information into lots of other types of contact managers, such as email marketing tools, things of that nature. Plus, you get really neat little reminders and all sorts of great stuff. So, also, it's possible on your site that you'll have a little bit more of a robust lead generation form than the one we're seeing here. If that was the case, this is what that information would look like. Okay, this is obviously a legitimate lead. Somebody who's input a lot of information is obviously very interested in getting in touch with this realtor. So, a great example. Now, last but not least, I just want to cover real briefly what you would be doing if you wanted to manage your information a little bit better. What you do is you'd come into a lead, and you would select it. Now where it says change status, this is a drop-down menu. You could put this into different categories. In other words, instead of having a new category, you'd almost instantly put everything into a prospect category until you had spoken to them, in which case if it was a salesperson or spam, you'd put into rejected. If it was somebody who immediately said no, or you realized you just weren't a match, it would be completed. And if it was actually somebody that was either a prospect or somebody that was going further into the steps of buying a piece of property from you or listing a piece of property with you, it'd be considered active. This is a really fast, easy way to manage the information that's coming in the back of your website, and I recommend strongly that you get used to the options that are available to you. Anyway, I hope you found tonight's tutorial useful. Look for more tutorials on Agent Suite in the future. Thank you for tuning in.